Elon Musk lives at a pace that outruns most people's imaginations, yet his Texas ranch stands in stark contrast to the noise he creates around the world. On this quiet stretch of open land, the sharp sun hits low rooftops, dust trails drift behind passing trucks, and the horizon feels as wide as his ambition. It is a place where rockets, wealth, and chaos pause long enough to let the man behind them breathe. Today, we're stepping into that unexpected landscape, the home and lifestyle of a genius who reshaped the future while living on Texas soil. Elon Musk's story begins in the bright, dry light of Pretoria, South Africa, where a quiet boy spent more time with books and daydreams than with people. Born on June 28, 1971, he grew up wandering between pages of science fiction and the world inside the first computer he bought at 10 years old. That small machine became his escape, his teacher, and eventually his first doorway out of the life he knew. By 12, he coded and sold a game called Blaster, earning just enough to prove that his imagination could turn into something real. As he grew older, Pretoria began to feel too small for the ideas forming in his mind. At 17, he left for Canada, stepping into the uncertainty of a new country with little more than belief in the future he wanted. Queen's University gave him his first taste of independence, but it was the University of Pennsylvania, where he studied economics and physics, that shaped his path. Those years were full of long nights, shared apartments, and the feeling that every choice mattered. After graduating, he entered a PhD program at Stanford, only to walk away 2 days later when he saw the rising glow of the internet boom. It was a risk, but for Musk, standing still was the bigger danger. His first company, Zip2, was born out of cramped offices and borrowed equipment, a city guide for the early internet that few understood at the time. He worked long, exhausting days, sleeping under his desk or on a beanbag chair when nights ran too late. In 1999, when Compaq bought Zip2 for $307 million in cash and $34 million in stock options, the world saw the success. But Musk remembered every moment of fear and every night he wondered if he would fail. That sale fueled his next leap, X.com, an online financial service built at a time when most people still feared sending money through a screen. The company evolved, merged, transformed, and eventually became PayPal. When eBay bought it in 2002 for $1.5 billion in stock, Musk did what few expected. He didn't retire, he didn't slow down. Instead, he chose a path so risky it almost cost him everything. He founded SpaceX with a goal that sounded impossible, making space travel affordable and accessible. The early years were filled with explosions, setbacks, and the edge of bankruptcy. But in 2008, when SpaceX successfully sent a Falcon 9 rocket into orbit and secured a NASA contract to deliver cargo to the International Space Station, his private dream became a global reality. That success was the turning point that kept the company alive and pushed Musk into a new era of influence. Around the same time, Tesla, a small electric car company, was trying to survive. Musk joined the team, eventually becoming a co-founder and the face of the mission. The company struggled, burned cash, and came close to collapse, but its vision was undeniable. Deals with Daimler and Toyota, followed by a $226 million IPO in 2010, gave Tesla the financial strength it needed. In 2012, as SpaceX launched an unmanned Dragon capsule into orbit, Tesla pushed deeper into the mainstream, proving that electric cars could be fast, beautiful, and desirable. Then came Hyperloop, a concept that sounded like it belonged in science fiction. A transportation system meant to travel over 1,125 kilometers per hour through low-pressure tubes. Musk never promised it would be easy, but he believed in pushing ideas forward, even if only to inspire others to build what he couldn't. Elon Musk's life is not a straight line. It's a series of leaps, bright moments, dark uncertainties, and decisions that changed not just his future, but the future of entire industries. And now, from the journey that built his vision, we step into the place where he lives while chasing it. His ranch in Texas. Ranch in Texas. Elon Musk's Texas ranch is not the sprawling desert palace people imagine when they picture one of the world's most influential figures. Instead, it stands in quiet contrast to the rockets, noise, and ambition surrounding StarBase. The home sits low against the flat Boca Chica landscape, a compact modern structure with clean white panels and sharp geometric lines, more like a prototype than a traditional residence. This is intentional. Musk chose it not for luxury, but for clarity, proximity, and the discipline of living with only what matters. Approaching the house feels like stepping into a private testing ground. There is no grand gate, only a small footpath cutting through the sandy terrain toward the front door. The land stretches open in all directions, uninterrupted except for the distant silhouettes of rocket towers rising against the sky. The house itself is a prefabricated unit valued at roughly $50,000, a number that feels almost symbolic, a quiet rebellion against excess from a man whose companies operate in the billions. The entrance opens directly into the living area, where sunlight bounces off smooth white walls and soft gray accents. Despite the small footprint, the room feels intentional, with everything placed for efficiency. A compact sofa, a work desk positioned toward a window overlooking the empty plains, and shelves holding models of Falcon rockets and early Tesla prototypes. It has the calm of a laboratory, the silence of a writer's room, and the discipline of a monk's cell, all fused into one. A few steps away, the kitchen lines the wall with clean cabinetry and a narrow stainless steel counter. No clutter, no ornamentation. The appliances are minimal, chosen for function rather than presence. The space looks more like a workstation than a place to linger, fitting a man whose meals often take second place to deadlines, launches, and late-night engineering reviews. The bedroom sits behind a sliding door, a compact square softened by neutral fabrics and a single warm lamp. The bed is low, the linens simple, and the closet nearly empty. A mounted screen dominates one wall, the quiet glow of mission briefings and design updates filling the room during long evenings. From the window, StarBase stands visible in the distance, its steel towers catching the last orange light of sunset. For Musk, this view is not decoration. It is motivation, a reminder of why he chose to live here rather than in any of the mansions he once owned. Even the bathroom reflects the same philosophy. Clean white tiles, chrome fixtures, and no unnecessary details. Everything serves a purpose. Nothing asks for attention. Stepping outside, the backyard is simply the Texas desert. Wide, silent, and raw. No swimming pool, no landscaped garden, no entertainment deck. Instead, Musk stands on the sand, watching engines fire on test stands nearby, or staring at the night sky as prototypes gleam under floodlights. The land becomes its own kind of luxury. Space to think, space to build, space to dream without interruption. This is Elon Musk's Texas ranch, a home stripped to essentials, anchored not by wealth, but by intention. A place where rockets roar, ideas collide, and the world's most restless mind finds enough silence to imagine what comes next. From this disciplined ranch, we now turn to the machines that bring Elon Musk's vision to life. His cars. Car collection. Elon Musk has always chosen Tesla vehicles for his everyday life, not out of obligation as a co-founder, but because he wants to experience every creation the company brings to the world. The first-generation Roadster holds some of the most vivid memories from Tesla's earliest days. Its cabin is compact and purposeful, with low, form-fitting seats, a clean dashboard stripped of unnecessary details, and a close, almost intimate driving position that makes Musk feel connected to every movement of the car. Today, the Roadster can sell for around $100,000 on the collector market, but for Musk, its value comes from that raw electric thrill, a lightweight, fast machine that felt like the beginning of a new era. And from that spark of innovation, his daily life naturally expanded into the larger, more refined Teslas that would follow. The Tesla Model S appears with him on the busy streets of Los Angeles, its clean white paint catching the sunlight and reflecting the tall glass buildings around him. He remembers sitting behind the wheel with a close friend from the tech world beside him, the two talking casually while the powerful sedan glided forward with more than 760 horsepower. A soft electric tension rose through the cabin. No roaring engine, just the clean pull of acceleration pressing the body back into the seat. With a current market value of around $90,000 to $120,000, the Model S has become Musk's familiar image, quiet but ready to launch at any moment. When he needs space for family or long strategic trips, the Model X becomes the companion he trusts most. In a closed-door session with senior engineers, he once stepped into the second row as the Falcon Wing doors rose above him like the metallic wings of a futuristic creature. Sitting beside one of Tesla's lead designers, both paused to take in the soft, breath-like sound as the doors closed. With up to 1,020 horsepower and a value between $120,000 and $140,000, the sport utility vehicle creates a sense of protection and focus. A moving workspace where Musk often thinks, plans, or simply resets before the next decision. From roadster to sedan to sport utility vehicle, every Tesla he uses is woven into his life, marking not just travel, but the evolution of an idea he continues to chase. And now, let's explore the massive fortune that turned him into a billionaire. A world where every number reflects his ambition, his risks, and the bold decisions that have shaped both his career and his life. Income and net worth. $475 billion. That is the number that defines Elon Musk today. A fortune so massive, it places him among the richest figures in modern history. But this mountain of wealth did not appear overnight. It began decades ago, long before Tesla or SpaceX, when Musk sold his first company, Zip2, for $340 million in 1999. Instead of holding on to the money, he pushed most of it into a risky new venture called X.com, which later transformed into PayPal and sold for $1.5 billion, giving him the foundation that would launch his empire. With that money, he did something most entrepreneurs fear. He reinvested almost everything into new companies. Musk built his fortune through ownership, not salary. At Tesla, he holds about 21% of the company, a mix of 412 million shares and 304 million stock options. At its peak, this stake alone was worth over $340 billion, and even today remains the largest driver of his wealth. He once mortgaged 58% of his Tesla shares to secure $3.5 billion in personal loans, a reminder that even the richest man on Earth can live on the edge. His second financial pillar comes from SpaceX, where he owns 43% of a company valued at $180 billion. This private aerospace giant has grown into one of the most valuable companies in the world, and its rising valuation adds billions to his net worth each year. Musk also owns a major share of the Boring Company, valued around $5 billion, and he took a bold gamble in 2022 by buying Twitter for $44 billion. Funding a large part of the deal by selling $40 billion worth of Tesla stock. What makes Musk's income unique is that he takes no salary at Tesla. Instead, he created one of the most aggressive compensation plans in corporate history. For every $50 billion, Tesla's market cap increased, up to $600 billion. He earned stock options equal to 1% of the company. When Tesla hit the full target, he unlocked nearly 300 million options valued at $55 billion. Later, a Delaware judge froze the package after shareholder complaints, leaving the final outcome uncertain, but the impact on his wealth had already been enormous. Along the way, Musk has experienced dramatic swings. In 2020, his net worth rose by $142 billion in a single year. In 2022, market declines wiped out $200 billion, marking one of the largest losses in financial history. Yet by 2024, he climbed back to $348 billion, again breaking his own record. His assets mirror this roller coaster. At one point, he owned $100 million in California real estate, from a 20,000 square foot Bel Air mansion to a historic 16,000 square foot estate on 50 acres in Northern California. Later, he shocked the world by selling nearly all of it. In Texas, he now holds several properties totaling $35 million, including a 14,400 square foot Tuscan-style mansion in Austin. His income is not measured by paychecks, but by the value of the ideas he refuses to give up on. Ideas that drive his companies, shape his lifestyle, and define his place as one of the richest and most unpredictable figures of this century. And with this massive fortune, he also sets aside a part of it to support those in need. Now, let's explore his charitable work. Philanthropy. One of his earliest commitments was education. Through the Musk Foundation, he donated more than $25 million towards science and engineering programs for students across the United States. Some of those students went on to build solar-powered projects, design robotics systems, and even join the aerospace sector. His giving expanded further with environmental missions. He contributed over $30 million to organizations focused on renewable energy research, including grants to promote solar power in low-income communities. For families who received solar installations through these programs, the impact was immediate. Homes cooled during heat waves, electricity bills dropped, and children finally had stable lighting to study at night. During times of crisis, he acted quickly. When the world battled wildfires and flooding, Musk donated roughly $15 million to emergency relief funds. He supported efforts that rebuilt damaged homes, supplied evacuees with shelter, and provided technology to reconnect missing families. His contributions also touched medical and scientific research. He donated $10 million to the Future of Life Institute to ensure artificial intelligence is developed safely, and millions more to hospitals that treat children with severe illnesses. For Musk, charity is not a separate chapter from his work. It is simply another way of building the future, one person, one family, one possibility at a time. And behind all those contributions is a man whose private world reveals even more about what drives him. Now, let's step into his personal life. Personal life. Today, Elon Musk's personal life is shaped by a large, growing family and a small circle of people who move with him between Texas, California, and the workspaces of his companies. He is the father of 10 children, a responsibility he often describes as both grounding and motivating. His home life revolves mostly around his younger children, especially the ones he shares with the musician Grimes, XEAC, born in 2020, and their daughter born through surrogate in 2021. The twins born in late 2021 to a Neuralink executive also play a constant role in his daily routines, creating a household that is busy, bright, and full of movement. Although past relationships, including his marriages to Tallulah Riley and his partnership with Justine Wilson, shaped earlier chapters of his life, the present is quieter. Most days, he keeps his closest interactions to immediate family and a very small group of friends who are deeply involved in technology, engineering, and the work surrounding SpaceX or Tesla. These are the people he trusts, the ones who understand the pace and pressure of his schedule. His lifestyle now is centered almost entirely around Texas, where he divides time between his companies and a modest primary home near his work sites. He prefers to stay close to the people who help him build rockets, tunnels, and artificial intelligence systems. So his days are structured around long hours of collaboration, reviewing designs, and moving between facilities. Recent years have brought new responsibilities and new tension as well. Reports from mid-2022 about a personal affair involving the wife of Google co-founder Sergey Brin added strain to a once strong friendship. Sergey had been one of Musk's earliest supporters, even investing in Tesla during its most fragile stage. The situation created distance between them, a reminder that Musk's personal world can be as complicated as his public one. Despite the headlines, his everyday life remains surprisingly simple. He keeps a tight routine built around work, family, and the few people he relies on. His world moves fast, but inside that speed is a man trying to balance enormous ambition with the responsibility of raising 10 children, a balance that shapes who he is today and the way he chooses to live. Elon Musk is a clear example of a life driven by ambition, risk, and the courage to attempt what others would never dare. From small startups to companies worth hundreds of billions, from a large family to a relentless work rhythm in Texas, every choice he makes points toward one goal: building the future faster than the present. And despite the controversies, he remains a figure who defines an entire generation of technology and inspires millions to believe that true limits exist only in the imagination. If you want to keep exploring honest, vivid, and inspiring stories about the luxurious lives of today's most influential figures, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment so we know how well this story reached you. The next one will be even more captivating, so don't miss it.